What's up everyone and welcome to Homebrew Subaru. In this episode I'm going to be continuing on with a little bit of my winter maintenance, this time with the Impreza. And today's like the perfect day because it's crazy stormy out there. You can't really hear it right now because it's kind of let up a bit. But it's going to be like 50 to 75 millimeters of rain today, which is like 2 or 3 inches. And you're thinking like, how is that possible? But we're on the Pacific Northwest on an island and that's just the way it is. Now, the Impreza is not used as much as the Forester is. The Forester gets driven from Monday through Thursday, and then oftentimes the Impreza is driven Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the Forester, of course, it goes on long trips. The car generally stays here in town, and I don't take it outside of town. And that main reason for that is just, it's a pig on fuel. I mean, it sucks down so much fuel, it's crazy. But that means I don't have to change the oil in the Impreza like I did the Forester. I do, however, have to check the brakes and swap these summers to the winter tires that I have tucked over here in the corner of the garage. And of course, when I have it up off the ground, I'll be able to see any other potential problems I might have and maybe be able to address them. Alright, that's enough blah blah blah. Let's have a look at these brakes. These are upgraded 4-pots from an 06-07 WRX, and the pad linings are in excellent shape. There's no real need to do anything here, but I am going to probably pop those pins and just apply a little bit of lube because everything is really nice and clean, and even the rotor has stayed really nice and clean along the edge. And over here on the right front, everything's just as clean and rust free. Lots of pad lining. Just going to clean those up a little bit and swap the winter wheels on. Even though the Impreza has been assembled for at least a year longer than the Forester, it's for a lot less wear than the Forester actually has. I mean, it does need a really good cleanup, as you can see. But generally, everything is really good with this thing. Now, I don't actually need to change the oil, but I definitely want to check the level and then go ahead and top up the windshield washer fluid. And then while I'm at it, I'm actually going to turn the valve on that catch can and drain whatever's in it. And then I'll go through and give everything a really good wipe down at the same time. Now, for the underside of things, while I have it up on jack stands, I have noticed in the past I have a very slow oil leak, just basically just seeping out from somewhere. And I've narrowed it down to the oil pump, whether it's those 2 caps on the bottom or the front main seal, the crank seal. I did actually change the seal in this pump because it was an eBay pump, if I remember correctly. I mean, the residue is just kind of building up. It doesn't really drip anything anywhere. I kind of actually forgot to paint these sway bars green, but I do have the greasable links on the end of them, so I'll go ahead and grease those while I'm up in the air. Another thing I'd like to mention is the exhaust wrap. This has been on here for the better part of 3 years or longer, and for some reason, a lot of people online have so many issues with exhaust wrap deteriorating, unraveling, and just coming to pieces. If it's done properly and it's good wrap, you don't have that issue. I'm sorry, internet. With the rear up in the air, the rear brakes are looking really good. Like, they're almost in new kind of condition. I mean, they don't have a ton of mileage on them. Everything else in here is looking pretty clean. The rear sway bar has pretty much rusted through all of the green paint. And then I've just noticed the coils on both sides are quite rusty. Here on the other side, the brakes are looking really rust-free. The rotor stayed really nice and clean over the last couple of years. Sway bar's definitely gotten rid of all the paint that was on it. And the same with the spring on this side. Now, I heavily coated these struts with clear coat. And I mean, it's held up for the most part, but I guess that spring just operating up and down has gotten rid of the paint on top of the clear coat that I sprayed on there. Then this rear quarter has started to bubble out a little bit more. So come spring, I'm probably going to have to do something with it. I'm just thinking one of those really thin flares to kind of put on here. They probably come out to about here, and then I can just clean up the rest of the paint. And, you know, you might see a little bit of it on the edge or something, but the bodywork or whatever I end up doing there will be pretty much covered, I hope. And then I haven't really noticed up until this point, but this side of the car, which kind of parks along the grass, I mean, it's covered in that algae. It's really thin in a lot of spots, but I mean, it's building up thick enough. You can see it easily on other spots. So after all this is said and done, I'm definitely going to have to take the car for a wash and give it a good scrub, and then kind of come back and maybe do some little bit of fine detailing in some of the spots that I can't get with the brush. And there it is, all washed, cleaned, and wiped down, at least as well as I want it for this season. I know I could spend a lot more time fine detailing it, but that's good enough for now. As for the oil leak down in the front here, I'm not going to worry about it for the season. I'm just going to kind of get through the winter and then deal with it in the summer. It is such a slow leak that I checked the level and it hasn't dropped any, so I'm not that concerned and I don't have to worry about it for the winter. And something I'm going to want to think about eventually is these headlights. I want to replace them or get some new lenses put on them. They are extremely faded and very hazed over. I mean, I can try and polish them and it doesn't do very much anymore. This one's getting pretty bad at this angle. I mean, there's still plenty of light that comes through them, but they're at that point where they should be replaced. Now the taillights look like we time warped back to 2005. They're still looking like brand new. And well, that's going to do it for this one. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you in the next one.